Do you want to learn how to elevate the humble tofu? Then stick around. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chu on Vegan. Welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I am a plant-based RN and I follow a whole food plant-based diet with a focus on protein. Today I'm going to be showing you a recipe that will elevate your tofu to a new level. It is so easy and so delicious. Tofu is one of my main protein sources. I do have celiac, so I cannot do seitan because that is made with vital wheat gluten and I cannot have that. So my main sources are tofu #1. I do tempeh. I love the fava bean tofu, beans. I like to find different ways to kind of zhuzh it up and make it a little out of the ordinary. So I think you're gonna love this recipe. I'll leave the full recipe in the description box below. And also check out the other resources I offer down there. I have a Facebook group that's free to join. I have a cookbook, I have an online course, so some discount codes down there, so check that out as well. All right, so let's get started. All right, I just want to whip together the marinade for the tofu steaks real quick, and then I'll show you how I cut up the tofu. So I've got, what do I have here? I've got some maple syrup, some coconut aminos. You could use tamari if you want. And then I've got some garlic, little garlic powder. And then I'm putting in some A1 steak sauce, which is vegan, by the way. Then you just want to whisk it up. And then you want to taste it. If you want it sweeter, then add some more maple syrup. I just start with the 1/3 cup, and then if I want more, I can just add it. So I have a 16-ounce block of extra firm tofu. You want to make sure it's the extra firm. It's going to work better. You can press it if you want. I pressed this for about 10 minutes, not 100% necessary. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't too much moisture. So we're going to take the block and we're going to cut it in half like this. So you've got two nice little steaks here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to score it on both sides, and then I'm going to cut each of these in half, so we'll have 4 pieces. You can do the trick where you have the chopsticks, and then that way you won't cut through your tofu, but I just like to eyeball it, so that's one option you can use. You just be careful. We're just going to make some scores this way. And then some scores this way. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And you know, if you go all the way through, it'll be okay. I've done it before. It just takes practice. All right, because what you're doing is you want that marinade to get in there. All right, I'm just gonna do this one, and then we're gonna show you, I like how I say we. Then we'll just do this one, same thing. So you don't need to go super deep. All right, so we've got the scores on this side and on this side. Then we'll just cut it in half. And then we're gonna put them in a glass dish. And hopefully they all fit in here. Yes, okay. And I'm just going to pour the marinade over. And then I just take a pastry brush and I just try to get into the little crevices here. And we want everything to kind of really get in there. So I'm just going to do that on both sides. And then we're just going to let this marinate for about 15 minutes. All right, oven is preheated to 375 on convection. If you don't have convection, I would put it at 400. And then carefully kind of get the excess off. And then we're just going to bake these for 20-25 minutes. We're going to baste them probably at least once. And then, so do not throw away your marinade. We're going to kind of make a quick little sauce as well using this marinade. All right, I'm going to throw these in the oven, and then we're going to put some other stuff together. With our tofu steaks, I'm going to be making some mashed potatoes. So I've got about 2.5 pounds of Yukon Golds that I just cut up here. I quartered them. If you want to use russet, that's fine. I love Yukon Golds and mashed potatoes. So while the tofu is baking, I'm going to get these going, bring them to a boil, then let them simmer till they're fork tender. Along with the mashed potatoes, I'm going to do some green beans, and this is from Trader Joe's. What I love is I can just snip the corner of the bag, put the whole thing in the microwave for about 4.5 minutes. Comes out perfect. If you don't like to microwave things in, plastic wrap, then put it in a steamer. But this just makes everything so much easier. I don't have to dirty another dish or steamer, whatever. So these are going to be going along with our tofu steaks, mashed potatoes, and then we'll have some green beans. Perfect meal. All right, we're going to pour the rest of the marinade into the saucepan. And we're just going to bring it to a boil and then simmer it for a few minutes. It'll get a little bit thicker. And then while that's going, we're going to drain the potatoes and get those mashed. All right, I do my mashed potatoes many different ways, but today this is what I'm gonna do. I like to take a hand masher and get these started. Now I'm gonna add some soy milk. About that much. Then I'm going to add some of my yogurt, my vegan yogurt, about a 1/4 cup. This is just going to make it super creamy. And a good little pinch of salt. And then we'll get our handy dandy mixer going here. And then you decide if you want more milk, what consistency you would like. All right, let's plate this up. Then here's our sauce, and I just did a little slurry of 1 tablespoon of arrowroot. You could use cornstarch and then some cold water. And we're just going to use that as kind of like a gravy. And I put it over everything. Even the green beans. Look at that. Delicious. Then we've got this beautiful dinner. The full recipe will be down below, and I'll give you all the measurements and everything. And this comes out just beautiful. Got a nice little bite there. Oh wow, that was so good. You're gonna love this one. Let's try these mashed potatoes with this sauce on here. Perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Can't go wrong with green beans. All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner. So I hope you like this video. I think you're gonna really enjoy this recipe. That sauce, it just takes it to the next level. It's so delicious. And like I did in the recipe here, I used it on my potatoes, on my green beans. Yum, it's fantastic. The full recipe will be in the description box below. And if you like this video, if you learned something, I'd really appreciate it if you would give it a like and share it with your friends and family. And that really helps my channel grow. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment below with elevate, and that way I know you made it to the end with me, and I really, really appreciate your support. Eating a plant-based diet can be one of the most important things that you do for your health. You won't regret it. You're going to feel better. You're going to maintain a healthy weight. Keep that in mind when you're choosing your meals for the week. Think about how you can make it as whole foods as possible. Make sure you're hitting your protein goals and that you are doing movement every day. All my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate. Until next time, thank you.